everyone, so welcome back to my channel. Today is kind of a different look. I really just wanted to sit down, put on tons of makeup, and feel good about life. So I feel like I've accomplished that. I did a pretty heavy winged eyeliner, kind of like a mauve eye, although it's coming off a lot more purple on camera, but it is more mauve, and then a berry lip. And so I've got the contour, the highlight, and I just went all out. Some of you might not feel comfortable wearing this much makeup, and that's okay. You can kind of change it however you want. If you just want to do the eyeshadow and maybe just some simple mascara, or, I mean, you can take and tweak this however you want, but I just kind of felt like sitting down and going all out, like I said. I'm also sorry if this video was really long. I tried to condense it, but I was just like, I just kind of feel like sitting down and doing my makeup, and that's how long it would normally take me. So, if you're interested in seeing this look, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start with the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer just to prime my face. I really like this primer because it gives like an under casting glow. Okay, and so I'm just going to go ahead and prime my lips for lipstick later. And this is actually the Bite lip mask, agave lip mask, but I just put it in a little jar, so because it's kind of hard to get out of its little tube. You can wear this at night, but I really like to put it on before I wear lipstick because it really helps have a protective layer before the lipstick goes on and it can dry out your lips and everything. So let's go on to foundation, and today I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Foundation in the color 204 Creamy Natural. I'm just going to take the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I just squirt a little bit on top and then start working it in onto my skin. Foundation is pretty full coverage, and so it's kind of perfect for the look I was wanting to do today. I'm just going to kind of build it up. I don't want to start off with too much and then it being looking cakey, so I'm just going to be able to build it up this way. Okay, now I'm just going to take a damp, this is the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, just to pick up any excess product, and I'm just going to pat it around the face using the flat side of it. So I just used the LA Girl Pro Conceal to cover up some of my blemishes, and then I'm just going to blend that with using my finger. Go back in and just pounce it out. Okay, now taking this concealer palette and using an e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, I'm going to go in with the pink shade first, which you can't really tell that it's pink, but it is, to brighten up underneath your eyes. Putting pink under your eyes makes it brighter under there, and then we'll go on top with a skin-colored concealer. Just using like light pushing and sweeping motions. You have to be very careful underneath your eyes. Okay, you can already see like how much brighter it is underneath there. So now I'm going to go back on top with a skin colored concealer, and I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, and this is, it says it's full coverage, and it is definitely full coverage. I almost don't like it because it's so heavy, but for days that I just really feel like being very bright and concealed under there, it's perfect because it is very, very full coverage. So I use my finger with this because it's so thick, I really want my fingers to be able to warm up the product, but I will go back in and blend it with a sponge. So again, just taking my ring finger. I always make the cutest faces when I do this. And I'm going to take that up on my eyelid just to conceal and prep for the eyeshadow. It is extremely thick. You also have to be careful with this concealer too, to make sure that you set it really quickly afterwards, so it doesn't crease underneath your eyes because it is so thick. I like to bring it down kind of in the triangle just to brighten that area up. So now I'm just going to take the Maybelline Fit Concealer in the color Tin Light, just to really, I really want that under area to be really bright. So now it's fully concealed, now I just want to brighten it a little bit. So mainly just kind of in this area, because I want that triangle to be kind of defined. And I'm just going to pat this all out, and then I'm going to quickly go in with this brighter, there we go, e.l.f. highlighter, and this is just the e.l.f. contour palette. Comes in, it's a yellow based powder. So, and using this wet sponge will also help pick up all the excess product that would eventually settle in those fine lines underneath your eyes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my brush ready and go ahead and get it powder filled. And I like to, I go pretty heavy on this if I want a flawless look. So hold that in this hand and then pat it out, and then without blinking, go in and set it. And you want to make sure you also set that on your eyelid, because your eyelid will crease too. Okay, so same thing for the other eye. Just fill your brush up, hold it. Okay, now we are fully concealed, and we're going to move on to setting the face. So I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal True Match powder. I have fallen in love with this powder. It was in my February favorites, and I had just gotten it then, like maybe 2 days before that, and I've already hit pan on it, so that's kind of sad, but I'll be getting tanner, so I'll need to get a darker color anyway. And I'm going to go in just with this with this big fluffy brush just to set all over. And I like to use pushing motions into my skin. The color, the lighting keeps switching out on me. Okay, so now it's time to contour, and I'm actually going to go in with a cream contour today. And so I'm just going to go back to this concealer palette and actually using this brown shade. So I'm just going to take a very tiny amount. I cream contour when I want a very dramatic look and for the contour to really show up. So I'm just taking another one of these Flawless Concealer Brushes by e.l.f. and I'm just going to carve out where I want the contour to be. So I just like to start carving it out on both sides first before I blend. And I'm going to take a little bit down my nose. Normally, I don't have this dark of a concealer that I use. I couldn't find I have a darker foundation that I like to use for cream contour, but this will have to work because I couldn't find that. So I took it down my nose, and now I'm just making little lines everywhere. Okay, so now that we look like a freak. We're ready to blend. And I like to go in with a brush first to blend, and then my beauty blender or Real Techniques sponge. So I'm just using the e.l.f. blending brush. And I'm gonna make sure that you don't, when you blend, to not bring this down, because then it's gonna look all muddy and you're not gonna really have much of a contour. So you want to take this and go up with it when you blend. So I just kind of make circular motions. But I like using this on Girls for Prom. I did this with my makeup for prom, and I did this on my sister's. And I like this because normal just powder contour can tend to leave pretty quickly, especially if you have oily skin. But this will stay on for until you take it off, basically. I'm going to go back with this brush that already had some foundation on it and blend with that a little bit, just to kind of lighten it up a little bit more. Now I'm going to go in with my damp sponge and blend that out. Okay, because you want to be able to set your contour, we're going to go back with powder and just kind of set it so it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm going to be using this darker shade in the e.l.f. contour palette and this Sonia Kashuk angled brush. And you don't want to really darken it up a whole lot with this powder, you just really want to set it. If you make mistakes, or if you just want to kind of clean it up a little bit, you can take a lighter shade and go right under that contour to sharpen it up a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with the same color in the e.l.f. palette that I use underneath my eyes, and this little dome foundation brush. And I'm just going to make a line all the way to my mouth. So you can see how much sharper this is than that. And yes, I did forget to blend underneath my jawline. Okay, now going back to this brush, let me set some more. The goal of this is just not for it to be so muddy and cakey looking. So I'm going to let that sit while I move on to my eyebrows. So moving on to brows, I'm going to be using the Ulta Brow Pencil in the color Warm Brown. And I just recently got this in like a little package that I had gotten from them, and I love it. It's a little bit more pigmented than some of the like Anastasia Brow Wiz or even the NYX brow pencil similar to theirs, where you really have to work to get on there. This one just kind of comes off, but so I guess you have to be a little careful when working with it. Okay, and then I'm just going to use the spoolie end to brush them. Now going back in with this concealer palette, and by the way, this is just one I got off Amazon. It doesn't even have a name on it. Okay, using the e.l.f. concealer brush, I'm going to go in probably with this, like lighter concealer shade right here, because I want to highlight and conceal underneath my eyebrows. So I'm just making a straight line under my brow and then dragging it down under here. And then we'll blend it out in a second. This just really helps to define your brows and brighten them up too. Or brighten the skin underneath them where it seems more lifted. Okay, and I don't like to take it on top. If you want to, you can. You can just start about here and drag it down, but I feel like they're pretty defined up there, so I don't really need to do that. I'm just going to use the other side of this brush to kind of blend it out a little bit. And I'm just going to drag it down. So to set my brows, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Eyebrow Treat and Tame in the color Dark. And I'm just going to quickly run those over my brows. Okay, now I can move back to this, and I kind of baked a little bit, that's why I left it on there, but we can slip that away now. And I want to kind of highlight my nose a little bit, so I'm just going to take a tiny bit of concealer and just run it down the bridge of my nose, just because I feel like my contour kind of came in a little too close. I'm just going to pat that out using this. Okay, so our face is finally done, and now we can move on to the eyeballs. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Scotch tape just to clean up the outside edges. And if you just put this on your hand and pull it off a few times, that kind of gets the stickiness off. That way you're not ripping your skin whenever you have to take it off of your eyes. And then I'm just going to kind of apply this at an angle like that, how I would do like a winged liner. Okay. Gonna look a little weird while doing this, but you take it off. They look good. So today I'm going to be using the Morphe 35P palette. It's my favorite one. It's in my February favorites. And I'm going to start by, of course, applying a crease shade. I'm just going to be using a crease brush, and I'm going to go in with this caramel, or kind of, it's more of a sandy kind of color, but of course my camera's not really showing that. So I'm just going to really work this into my crease, especially with working with these dark colors. It'll really help blend things out. Now I'm going to go in with a brown, and I'm going to be using the Morphe M332 brush, and probably this like nice mocha color right there. And I'm going to work that into my crease, but keep it low. And on a side note, the worst part about filming makeup videos is having to do your hair. I mean, I just really struggle with my hair today. Well, I struggle with my hair most days. But that's probably the worst part, is knowing that, okay, well, I can do my own makeup, but my hair is different. Like, I sat and fooled with my hair for probably an hour trying to get it to look halfway decent. And this is what I came up with. Okay, so I'm kind of wanting to do, I don't really want to do browns. I kind of want to do more of burgundies and mauve shades. So that's why this palette is perfect. But I'm going to go in with this color right here, and it's a little bit more mauve in, person. And I'm taking that on a Morphe M433 brush. And I'm going to work this into my crease. And down onto my eyelid as well. The best part about having tape is you can be as rough or as messy as you want to, and it'll still come off pretty clean. Although my tape isn't wanting to stick all that well anymore. I'm going to go in just with this little bit darker mauve shade right there. And this is going to be the last shade that I go in with. I know it seems like a lot of steps, but in the end, it works to be the best. I'm just going to focus that on the outer corner. This has got to be one of my favorite brushes. I don't know what it is about it, but it just is so soft and blends so nicely. Okay, so I kind of, and it's not really this purple in person, but I really want to top it off with some glitter because I'm just a glitter person. So I'm going to go with the Ulta Glitter Eye Top Coat, which is kind of, I don't know why that needs so many different names, in Fairy Princess. And it's kind of like a, I would say pink, you can't really tell, but it's like a pink iridescent color. I'm going to take that on just a flat shader brush. And I'm just going to pack this on the inner part of my eyelid. So of course I'm going to be using the NYC liquid liner. And I'm going to do just a little bit of a wing. I don't want it to look too over the top. I'm going to take these off. You can see that nice line though. Let's see if I can make these match. Okay, using the Lancome I've used before, Lay Crayon Kohl, I'm just gonna line my waterline. Going back to the Morphe palette, I'm gonna use this little, they call it a smudge blender brush, but it's perfect for underneath the eyes. So I'm gonna start with this lighter mauve shade that we first went in with to blend out my lower lash line. Okay, now I'm going in with this lighter shimmery shade. I'm going to highlight the inner corners of my eye. Okay, now taking this Lancome little, I don't know what it is, just like a little definer brush, I guess. I'm going to use that same color, and I'm going to take this underneath the brow bone to highlight. I'm done with eyeshadow and eyeliner, so now I'm ready for mascara. I'm going to be using the Lancome Cils Booster XL to prime my eyelashes. But I'm just going to put this on the top lash line. Use the Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. And start on my lower lash line for both sides, and then go to up, because if you put them on here first and then go down, like all the top lash line will blink into your eyelid, so you don't want it to leave marks. I just use zigzag motions, coats them really well that way. And now I can go to the upper, and I do zigzag and I kind of roll my wand at the same time. Okay, and just to lengthen the lashes a little bit, I'm going to use the Rimmel Lash Accelerator just on my upper lashes, just to give them a little bit length. Okay, that was a lot. So let's just go on to blush, and I know I've been using this one a lot, but I really love the color of it, especially kind of for the winter time. So this is the Lancome Blush Subtle, I don't know, Shimmer and Shimmer Mocha Havana. This is one I use in my St. Patrick's Day look. And just a little fluffy brush to apply it. I want to keep this high on my cheekbone. I don't want to drag it down, so I just keep it right along the contour. Okay, no one's ever called me out on it, but I guess I should explain. I always take blush on the tip of my nose and on my chin, because I just feel like it warms everything up and makes it look a lot more natural. I mean, like if you go outside in the cold, then your cheeks are going to get red. That'll get red. Your nose is definitely going to get red. So I don't know why we wouldn't do that, you know? To highlight, because I'm going all out, full glam, I'm going to use the Becca Cosmetics Jaclyn Hill color in Champagne Pops. Is the Morphe M501. It's just a really big, fluffy brush. Okay, and this stuff is pigmented, so just look at how gorgeous that is. Oh my gosh. And I'm just going to apply this to the tops of my cheekbones. Bam. And tip of my nose. I'm going to use my finger for this. Woo. I really don't like that I didn't get a whole lot of highlight underneath my brow, so I'm just going to take a little tiny brush and go underneath my brow bone because I want it to kind of match my highlight. That highlight I used before was a little too frosty for me, so I really want to have everything match. Okay, finally our last step is to move on to the lips. So I'm going to use this Essence lip liner in Soft Berry to outline my lips. It kind of helps if you make a cross right there to kind of get that point at the top of your lips. And to fill them in the rest of the way, I'm going to be using the Lancome Color Design lipstick in Wine Party. Love these lipsticks so much. And it's just this dark berry color. It has kind of an iridescent shine to it. Okay, so now we're finished with the look. Just to lock everything in, I'm going to use that same makeup mist and set from e.l.f. and I'm just going to take a little bath in it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked this video. I just kind of wanted to, I feel like all of my looks so far have been very minimalistic and I just kind of wanted to go over the top. So that's why I have a dark lip, winged eyeliner, harsh contour. I have a few more video ideas that I'm really wanting to do. One is going to be a tour of my makeup area. Other is a powder foundation routine. Maybe another in-depth highlight and contour. I know I kind of did that here, but I feel like I could do it harsher and really show you guys if you really wanted to go all out, more in-depth while you do things the way you do. So those are a few videos that I really want to get up. I'm still trying to figure out the whole lighting thing and camera thing. Right now I'm sitting in front of my window, and it's done a pretty good job. I guess this would be a good time of day to do it. It's kind of cloudy outside, so that might kind of help too. So I'm still trying to figure all that out. I might order a few lights or figure out maybe getting a new camera sometime soon. So I don't know. We'll see. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you really like this look. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.